Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Welcome everyone once again in this conversation on basically spirituality, and here taking spirituality as the center of our conversation, we move towards different areas of life and to reconstruct them if they are anywhere in a bad shape. So every person should have a center in his life. Without a center, a wheel can't run. You cannot wheel anything if the wheel has no center. Okay? So making spirituality your center, and then through your spiritual works, making your spiritual works as flanges, and then creating a wheel with your life. You can run your life more efficiently and without any hazard, without any destruction of mind, of emotions, and collectively of spirituality. And when a person lives his life like that, his life really becomes a life worth it, a worthy life for himself, and as well as for different creatures, for different people that are on this earth. Like he becomes a person that always, whatever work he does, that always becomes an inspiration and example for people in one hand, and the second hand, it always helps people. And only those works become inspiration and motivation and a source to uplift people that are helpful to people in some ways. And there are many works that are helpful to many people, every people, most of the people, but the percentage of how much it helps the humanity and how much it obstructs the humanity differs in different types of works. So a real spiritual person never does any such works that has a bigger ratio of hurting anyone. In fact, his work contains almost 100% of all things good, and this is spirituality. Spirituality is nothing but the collective form of everything good in you. When you have goodness of everything in your work, in your consciousness, when you have everything gathered, when you have gathered everything good in your life, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and intellectually, then you'd be called a better and a real spiritual person, and that is the real definition of spirituality. So yesterday, as I was discussing about this form of spirituality, that it cannot be shown to people that this is the spiritual thing in my hand, and now take and grab it and inherit it in your body, fit it in your body, and you are a spiritual person, that's all. No, it is not that way. It is invisible if you don't believe it. Even if you believe it, you cannot see it. You can only feel it. Like emotions of people can never be seen. They are felt by our hearts. And the same way, spirituality is such a thing that is felt by our soul. So our soul is the one that feels spirituality, and it reflects its good feeling to all the parts of the body. Like in the conscious mind as well as subconscious mind, many people say that it's not said, it's a research thing, that whatever we do throughout the day, 95% of our day runs by our subconscious mind. And the part of conscious mind in our entire day's work is just 5%. And when this spiritual thing is good, when we are meditating, when we are absorbing good habits from all around, then naturally, and it certainly we could affect our subconscious mind. Many people say that I didn't get the proper treatment that was needed to raise and to uplift my subconscious mind, and now with all the programs that I have gotten in my subconscious mind, they are running my life desperately. They have made my life a freak. And to those people, this is the answer. This is the way that you adopt spirituality, you adopt a good life, and you start meditating, you start always remembering and repeating repetitious activities of goodness, repeating every time that I'm a good man. I have come on this planet with some great purpose, and now I have to do that. I have to fulfill the purpose that is connected with me being a human being. And when you start living your life so, when you start generating and sprouting this plant of spirituality in you, then you eventually, you truly affect your subconscious mind towards better life. And once that happens, that means you are recreating, you are redirecting, you are rewriting a new program for your subconscious mind. And when it happens, then your life becomes true good life. This is the science of spirituality, that it affects every part of your body. It affects every part, every system of your body. Your conscious mind has no ability to do that. Only when you move towards spirituality that you become able to change, to make not only minor changes but completely transform your subconscious mind. And when you do so, you become a next person. You become a completely different person. That's why it's said in different types of scriptures that this person was a completely different person before ascending this path, and when he moved towards this path, his life has entirely changed in moments. It happens in moments, and if not in moments, daily activities, by your daily works, by your daily good works, good activities, good oaths, and moving on that oaths, on that pledges, makes your life a complete transformed life. So this I was talking about spirituality. I mean, it cannot be seen. It's not visible by these flesh eyes. It is only visible by the eyes of soul. It can only be felt by the heart that is in your soul. Your soul understands everything, and this spiritual thing is really made for your soul. Okay, so as I was telling you yesterday, and I moved towards speaking to you, that how can we be made fearless if we are on this path? And it's a complete true thing that you would become a fearless person if you are a real spiritual person. This is a sign of being a spiritual person, because you see that all the criminals out there are always hiding from someone, are always circumventing the laws, and then moving away, bolting away from the police, from administration, everything else. Why are they flying away? Why are they flying away? It's a real question that should be asked by us to ourselves. That why are they flying away from, why are they always slinking away from authorities? If they were that much better people, if they had that much tenacity in them, that much rigidity in them, that much fearlessness in them, the answer is, whenever you do some bad work, doesn't matter how much wealthy you are, doesn't matter how much elevated you are in ranks or anything, you'd always do every bad thing under the guise of truth. This is the reality of untruthful works. This is the reality of unjustful works, that it will always do them under the guise of truth. And this is the enormity, this is the rigidity, and this is the power of truth. That even untruthful work requires the shadow, requires truth as a shroud to cover itself. Like no person in the market will ever tell you that I have this things in my product, this bad things in my product, and now you take it. No one ever tells that, but still people sell bad products. How are they able to sell that? Not by declaring themselves completely in the people. They do that under the guise of truth. They always say that this product is completely good for you. it has no health issues, it is beneficial for you, and it will help you, and then you buy it. They sell that. And how are they able to sell that? Under the shroud, under cladding themselves with truthful words. So this is the powerlessness. This is the power of untruthful works. And a person who does that, how could he be a fearless person? The person who has bad activities in his life, the activities that are not sufficient to make themselves, to present themselves in front of people, in front of society, in front of community. How could the person that is in alignment with those activities, that is practicing those activities in his life, could be a fearless person? And here comes spirituality. A person who is always following non-violence, who is always following all the tenets and principles of spirituality, of good life, he would have no fear in his life, because there is no one to snare him, there is no one to shackle him for any fault. He is not a faulty man, he is a real man, he is a noble man, and he is living his life, and he is living his spirituality in a well manner. And as I was telling, that spirituality doesn't mean that you are away from community. Spirituality can be better understood when you are connected with your community, with your family members of the community. When you are connected with every form of humanity, that you'll be able to understand spirituality well, because you get chances. You get different chances to interact with different types of people and learn every day, learn something from them. Because it's not only good people that teach us something. Even the bad activities of some bad people teaches us something, that I should not do this. So teachings are of two types. One that affirmatively teaches us something, and the next that negatively teaches us something. Like, if I saw someone doing good work, I'll be affected by him. And I'll feel to myself, I'll tell to myself, if I'm a good person, that I will also do that good work, because look how well that person appears in doing that good work. And when I do that thing, when I resemble that person in that work, I too would become that good person. And the next time, when we see any person doing bad work, we feel, oh my God, what a nefarious person he is, doing all those despicable works in the community, spreading badness in the community. I'd never do that. So this is the negativity of that work that affected you. And now you try to move away, to rip yourself apart, to always keep a distance from that type of work. So every person's work, whether it is negative or positive, every person's work influences our mind, the way we take them. Some person might take that negative job in his own life and become a negative person. So it's up to you. How are you going to conceive whatever you see in the community? And what is the filter that helps you to understand bad work as bad work and good work as a good work? That is the filter of spirituality. When you have the proper knowledge of what is good, what is bad, what is worth doing and what is worth neglecting, what is worth taking in your life and what is worth just excluding from your life, then you become able to take every good activity in your life and learn from every bad activity that you shouldn't do that activity, and do the activity that is opposite to that negative activity. So this is how you become a real man, a real person that you were created for. And then you start serving the purpose of your life, and you become a better soul. You become a pure soul. We always say that he was such a pure soul that the person who lived on this earth, like these people that are mentioned in the scriptures, they had a great soul. And when I say this statement, great soul, let us think about it. What do I mean when I say great soul? Because most probably, unequivocally, soul is always great. Everyone's soul is always great. Everyone's soul. The person, the outer body, this earthly body is somewhat cladded with badness. So why we say someone a good soul and a bad soul? It's only because soul understands everything through the mind, through the mirrors of mind. And when our mind is purified, when our heart is purified, when our emotions are purified and clear, crystal clear, then soul watches its reflection, its image, the true way it is. Like if your mirror is smudged, it would not be able to see your image in the right form. The same way, our emotions, our mind, our intentions, our entire life is a mirror before which the soul stands. And if the mirror of life is cladded with impurities, with bad works, with bad doings, bad actions, then the soul will never be able to see its reflections, its image in the right manner. And on the other hand, if your life is true, if your life is completely purified, if you every day clean that mirror of your life, that mirror, I mean emotional mirror, the mirror of your mind, if you every day clean that mirror, your soul will be able to see its image in the right form, right there. And that's how the person understands himself, who I am. Like when you close your eyes, when you are meditating, you watch darkness. And this darkness is the form, this darkness is the answer to where our life is. If you were a completely good person, completely purified person, purified soul, purified person by your heart, by your emotions, by your entire life, you'd have seen the right image of your soul when you close your eyes. So you'd be asking me, okay, are you able to see that soul when you close your eyes? No, I cannot see that. So I too may have some impurities, and I agree with that. And every person's right job, the main job of every person on this earth is to cut through all those impurities and one day see the image of that soul that is in you. This is the real purpose of everyone's life. So it's not the drawback of a person that he has impurities in him, but the real drawback of a person's life is he is not acting to cut through those impurities and move towards the path of making himself free from all types of shackles that are binding his hands. So if you really want to be a person who has served the purpose of his life, so start every day, start cleaning this mirror of your life, this emotional mirror, mirror of your intellect, mirror of your self, of your inner self. This is called inner engineering. When you are constructing, redirecting every program of your body, of your life, and redirecting your life to a real, new and a real path, then you are serving the purpose of your life in the real sense. And this greatness is not lived for a moment. This greatness in life is lived every moment. It's not that when people watch you that you live a greater life. It's every moment, because it's the outcry, is the requirement of your soul, of your own life. So why should you become a greater person when people watch you? It's not for the people that you are living a spiritual life. It's for you that you should live a spiritual life, that you should live a good life. It's a requirement of yours, not to show people that how much greater you are. And when you live your life like that, you become a real person. And that's why I was telling this great life, greater life, good life, the best life is lived every moment. It's not for the people, it's for you. And when you understand this reality, that whatever I do in my life, good works, generally people tend to show their goodness in front of people. That I did this type of work. I gave that much money, that much I contributed in this good work with this much money. I am such a great person. Now appreciate me. Now everyone think me as a good person, as a very effective person in the community. No, it's not that thing. Making any good activity in your life, making any good choice in your life is not gonna help anyone else but you. You think that I did something for anyone else and I have helped him? More than that, you are helping yourself when you do any good activity in your life. And like any type of good activity, like loving someone, like appreciating someone, showering your love, your affection, your good life to, your good feelings to anyone, on anyone. Doesn't matter how much the person gives back to you. The main purpose of yours is how much you give to that person. And when you do so, you really become the real person. And one more thing, if you want to be loved by others, like as I was saying, that every time you shower some good activities in this community, that's how you are serving this community, its entire nature around you. That's how these characters in the scripture did in their life. Like Sri Rama himself says, Dharmirata Satpurushaihi Sametaha. He discussed this truth by some verses in which he says that Dharmirataha Satpurushaihi Sametaha Tejasvino Dana Guna Pradhanaha. So what is the actual character of a good person? That he is always indulged, he is always infused, he always resonates with the feeling of Dharma. He is always moving to absorb the feeling of goodness in his life. And when he does so, he becomes a real person who not only for himself, but lives for everyone else. And as I was saying, this one quality, loving everyone, appreciating everyone, sharing your affection for everyone. You shouldn't think that how much this person is going to give back to me. Let someone make the start. Let someone spark the feeling of goodness for someone else. And when you do so, you help yourself. Because in reality, when you are helping someone, when you are loving someone, when you are appreciating someone and sharing your emotions, good emotions on anyone, eventually the God is watching on you and he showers his bless on you because you are serving the purpose that God had sent you on this earth for. And this is the real prize of whatever you did on this earth. Because these trivial people, materialistic people cannot give you what you want really in your life. Only that eternal being can. And when you live your life like this, the eternal being directly helps you. And this is the fruition of spirituality when you start appreciating and when you start feeling the grace of God on you. His grace is always showering on us, but the real spirituality is when you start feeling that grace poured on you. So live your life like that, and today's conversation ends here. And in the next conversation, would discuss another topic and collectively try to live everyone's life, including ours. Thank you.